Pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Nerf Secrets Revealed. And so now for today, I've certainly come back here with an anomaly of some new topics here. And many of which just seem generic and alike, but I feel like that maybe to put in as a filler of some sort, it might be the best idea that I got at the moment. So, let's just get it done. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about today is the fact that, well, there's a lot going on when it comes to the lineups themselves. And the lineups that we currently have at the moment that are indeed growing pretty well would include the Ultra lineup, the Alpha Strike lineup, the Fortnite lineup, and in addition to that, we're also getting ourselves a pretty big bunch of different custom projects made on by third parties. And I've already talked a lot about them in depth of the different types of accessories that can be purchased online, as well as different blaster shells or kits and the like. And you could probably go check these episodes out for yourself. I have actually uploaded these some time ago, so of course they're out there if you want to check them out. But what I'm going to talk about today is that with the different lineups that we currently got at this point, I'm just not entirely sure about how any of the others are going about, because the fact that they've been so successful throughout the last several years, I'm just not really positive on whether or not we're actually going to have them. But you know what? That's a little concern in comparison to some of the others that I've also talked about, including the Doomland series, Alien Menace series, and Rebel lineup. Those in particular have had a pretty long and hot streak of having a lot of different original designs and sometimes making themselves carbon copies off of similar designs and functionalities. But in general, I feel like that just for the time being, I would like to go ahead and talk about some of these temporary comebacks, if you will. So, I'm just going to go ahead and start off with the Doomland series, because after all, if you're not familiar with its 2019 resurgence, which of course was mostly based in certain Target stores across America, then well, maybe you'll be familiar with the fact that the Doomlands franchise itself probably wasn't as big as it was originally anticipated to be. It did come out with a few things, including the Vagabond and Lawbringer, as well as a couple different foam-based melee weapons. But in addition to that, we've also gotten ourselves some others out there, like the Persuader, Holdout, Negotiator, and the Judge. But I feel like that's something right here that I should disclose really quickly, is that, of course, being that 2019 is probably its most recent time, and even to this day, we still do get a lot of Doomlands blasters from the lineup itself appearing in Target stores. But mostly blasters like the Vagabond, Lawbringer, Holdout, Desolator, and Longarm. Those are the majority that are appearing in Target stores at this point. We're not really getting a lot of the Double Dealer, the Judge, or any of the others out there. So I might as well go on ahead and move on to Alien Menace, which is even way smaller than that. I mean, the concept for creating a more alien-themed Nerf blaster lineup, I feel like it couldn't have been out of the question. Something like that couldn't have been doomed from the start, because it did do pretty good, actually. It managed to come out with only 3 blasters, as well as a couple other different items, plus some dart refill packs and the like. But still, I would gladly love to see it grow some more. If Hasbro would ever be able to do so, then well, I guess we'll find out at some point later in life. But you know what? Out of all blaster lineup discontinuations that I've probably witnessed and moved on from, then well, the Rebel lineup would pretty much be in my alley. Right up my alley. And in terms of the Rebel lineup in and of itself, it actually came alongside the Mega lineup and the Zombie Strike lineup, meaning that it launched alongside both of them for the first time. So those 3 lineups in and of themselves were pretty flippin' successful. And in the 5 years that came after that, it turns out that the Rebel lineup ended up going through a silent discontinuation, meaning it hadn't really been announced by Hasbro or by any representative in general, although we were able to dig up and find some evidence that at some point we were able to figure out that Nerf has had some canceled Rebel blasters, such as the Platinum Bow concept, that of which only exists as a page on the wiki page in the fandom website. And the Nerf wiki page is chock full of a lot of different discussions and the like when it comes to talking about different discontinuations. But in terms of, well, temporary comebacks, even to this day we still do get some of these blasters. I've already talked about that the Alien Menace does occasionally show up at TJ Maxx's, because I have been to a couple of them, and it turns out that I was able to find all 3 blasters available from that lineup, as well as at least one of the different foam weapons that come from the lineup itself. And I was also able to dig up some Nerf Dart refill packs for the Alien Menace lineup itself around those same times, in those same TJ Maxx retailers. But in terms of Rebel and Doomlands, you can still find Doomlands in Target areas no matter where you are, because I have been to a few of them, and I was able to find a lot of different Doomlands blasters throughout the whole time that it had been around. As for Rebel, well, it's still around for the most part, but you may only find it in certain aisles of each of the stores. You may not be able to find the Rebel lineup in the same aisle as all Nerf blasters are. So that's pretty much it that I got to talk about based on temporary comebacks, but who knows how long the Doomlands and Rebel lineups are going to stick around in certain Target, Walmart stores and the like. And who knows how long TJ Maxx is going to continue holding Alien Menace blasters or Alien Menace related products in their inventory. But that's pretty much all I got to talk about for that at this point. But if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.